Thank you very much to all of our speakers this morning, and we have some time for a few questions if we have some, or some questions here. Yes.
I'm interested in comments about the nuclear idea.
Sure. The nuclear, and in fact, we have someone with a nuclear engineering background here.
Yeah, I am a nuclear engineer, very much in favor of nuclear power. I would say this, though, that if you're interested in addressing global warming, nuclear power is very important because it is a way of producing large-scale power without carbon emissions. If you're interested in addressing the issue of foreign oil, nuclear power as well as solar and wind are almost irrelevant because we don't get virtually any of our electricity from oil. The United States only gets 3% of our electricity from oil. So one thing that was very strange, in the last political campaign, we had this great right-left food fight over McCain saying nuclear power and Obama saying solar and wind and to get us free from foreign oil, and neither of them have anything to do with foreign oil. They do have something to do with global warming, but not foreign oil.
Hey, just to follow up on that question, if you couple nuclear energy with electric cars, don't you address your oil issue?
You would if people wanted electric cars. But look, the electric car was invented by Thomas Edison. Okay, they've been around longer than internal combustion cars, and they've never been popular other than for specialty uses like golf carts or factory forklifts and things, because it's not really the appropriate technology. But if you just think about it, when you fill up your car with liquid fuel at the pump, you're putting inside of a minute enough energy to take a 2-ton car and move it every which way at 60 miles an hour all day. Try imagine putting that much power down a wire in that amount of time. You just can't do it. So electric cars will always take a long time to charge up, and they will never be a substantial part of the vehicle market. Now, of course, the plug-in hybrid gets around this problem in a certain kind of way, but a plug-in hybrid is always going to cost a lot more than a standard car because you have essentially 2 complete propulsion systems in the car. So if you want to address the issue of oil, it means you got to have a solution that can apply in numbers. And the flex fuel, because it only adds $100 to the cost of the car, we could mandate that and have all the new cars be flex fuel, presto allegro. Whereas, for instance, plug-in hybrids, Obama says he wants to incentivize plug-in hybrids and they hope to have 1 million of them on the road in 10 years. There's 200 million cars in America. So that would be half of 1%. Meantime, the number of cars will increase by 20%. So the wind and solar and nuclear are important for addressing global warming through electricity generation. But it is a non sequitur to talk about them as addressing the issue of foreign oil.
Any other comments?
Yeah, there's one issue with, I don't know whether you're for or against nuclear energy, but either way, there's been a recent setback with nuclear energy as far as waste mitigation. One of the big issues with nuclear energy is waste, dealing with waste, and Yucca Mountain, a facility in Nevada, has been designed. They spent over $12 billion trying to come up with a design to actually dispose of the waste. And to my knowledge, that program was cut last week. So there's not a way to deal with nuclear waste right now. So that's going to set back the nuclear industry quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to hear the other panelists address the issue of the electric car. It's my perception that the electric car has not become popular because of propaganda, and that really the issue of recharging a car, I think 95% of our travel can easily be done within 20 or 30 miles a day, well within the range of electric, even old battery technology. Do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, if you look at the amount of research that's going on as far as energy storage and batteries, I'm sure that there are going to be tremendous advances in that way. You can also look at alternative other than liquid fuels like there's significant interest in using compressed natural gas, which we do produce significantly resources for compressed natural gas for transportation fuel. It wouldn't work for an aircraft or something. But the other thing, I mean, when we talk about increasing electrical generation from renewables, there is this issue of intermittency and dispatchability. You can turn on and off a coal plant however you want, or a nuclear plant however you want. Wind and solar, you have to deal with when the resource is available. And specifically with wind, there's going to be tremendous amounts of energy produced at night, which isn't going to go to another use. And so if you look at countries that are aggressively going after wind energy, like Denmark, they are also simultaneously aggressively going after electrification of their transportation so that you can charge cars at night, so that you can do this kind of within a single city where you can charge it at night, because a lot of people, you don't turn on your lights at night. So the electricity, which is generated at night from wind power because the wind is available at the night, has to be used for something. You don't want to just waste it. So Denmark is simultaneously going after significant investments in wind power generation, but also electrification of the transportation. So you can look at other countries and their models.
There are still significant limitations on battery technology for most electrical vehicles, and even the latest research that I've seen or demonstrations that have come out of, for example, General Motors and other people, other car manufacturers that are working on the electric car, point that although they perhaps have battery technology now that would allow you a 40-mile range during the day, it turns out that the battery technology is still so significantly poor that